Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Alright, kids, that's right. We kept threatening you, and, well, again, nothing's going to be as bad as The Crossing, but that's right, kids. Part 1 tonight, Man and Wolf. Captain America becomes a werewolf. Right here on Marvel Tales. I am Phil. Joining me, as always,
Dustin the Owl ripping through his tunic. The feathers are poking through the tunic.
Part man, part owl.
That's right. You're going to go back in time to 1992.
We won't get a character called Moon Hunter. Oh, it's Justin Biscuit Hunter.
Yeah, Biscuit Hunter.
Yes.
I'll get some barbed wire braids on.
Oh, Lord. All right. So, yes, kids, even if you've never read this before, I'm sure you've seen the memes or you've seen, you've heard this spoken in hushed whispers around your local comic shop. Yes. Man and Wolf, the summer event in the Captain America book in, wait a second. What year was this? 1992.
92,
yes.
Yeah.
Hot off the heels of Operation Galactic Storm.
Yes.
We got Man and Wolf.
2 issues after it. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, because they had that like epilogue issue that it was right into the
mm-hmm. Yep. Good old Mark Grunwald. He loved not letting up the momentum one bit. Like he had Cap had that one little issue rest after the big epic number 400. And then right after that, no, it's time to go to Werewolf Town.
Yeah, we'll have to cover that one day. Cause that's interesting because like Grunwald would do that sometimes where it's just basically just no action. It was basically just let's debate the ethics of, again, spoilers at the end of Operation Galactic Storm and the Avengers. Well, half of the Avengers want to kill the Supreme Intelligence after, he detonates a bomb and kills like most of his own people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that was I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed all of those issues that were like that, where it was more of a conversation than it was about the action.
No spoilers, but Justin the Eagle has landed. Russell says.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you about that after the show.
Yeah. Russell, that is Justin Biscuit Hunter. You will address him by his full name. All right. So should we get into these?
Yeah.
All right. So yes, we're going to cover the first 3 issues of this episode, kids, and then next episode we'll wrap it up. So, and once again, Captain America is trying to track down one of his missing friends because John Jameson is missing, Diamondback is missing, which we will get to in the backup stories. In these issues. Yes,
all 6 of these issues focus on Diamondback and her harrowing trials at the hands of Crossbones.
Exactly. Yeah. Russell, Biscuit Hunter, and Paprika. Wasn't that an alternate name for Gamma Charge?
I like that. Biscuit Hunter and Paprika. That is a good ring to it.
All right. So, yes, this whole darn thing starts in Captain America 402. Like you said. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yes, July 1992. Man and Wolf Part 1, The Prowling.
Yeah.
The first story, yes, the Man and Wolf story, written by Mark Grunwald, penciler Rick Levins, who I thought did a great job on this.
Yes, I love Rick Levins.
Inker Danny Belandi, colorist Gina Going, letterer Joe Rosen, and editor Ralph Macchio. A werewolf kills a man and Wolverine investigates. That's right, kids. We're getting right into it.
Right into it.
A werewolf kills a man and Wolverine investigates. Dennis, as in Dennis Dunphy, is still unable to talk after his ordeal, which convinces Cap to find the missing John Jameson and Diamondback. Because Cap's whole theory was just, maybe things wouldn't have got as bad with D-Man if he had found him sooner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cap hands the Avengers chairmanship over to Black Widow and takes a leave of absence from the Avengers. Peggy shows Cap a report on recent werewolf-related killings, giving Cap a lead on John, the former man-wolf. Cap learns the man-wolf's moonstone is missing from ESU and that his father, J. Jonah Jameson, hasn't seen John in almost 2 years. Meanwhile, Moonhunter disciplines captured werewolves with Doctor Strange unavailable. Cap recruits Dr. Druid. The two investigate the site of the latest murder where Ferocia attacks them. Suddenly, Moonhunter appears and snags Ferocia around the neck with his whip. Now, kids, that synopsis did not do this issue justice.
No, that left a lot of things out. And Ferocia sounds like the name of a few drag queens that I've come into contact with over the course of my life.
Oh my god! And I mean, I forget, was she like from Iron Fist or something? But
I can't remember. I was racking my brains trying to remember if she was like a Werewolf by Night character, like. But
yeah, no, I think it was something even weirder than that. It was like, Iron Fist or something. But she did appear the summer before in the Superior Stratagem. We're gonna have to cover that one.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
yes, yeah. This was the fourth summer, like Captain America's summer special, because the first one was the Bloodstone Hunt.
Yes,
and then there was Cap on Crack, Streets of Poison, and then there was the Superior Stratagem the year after that, which was.
Which we're going to get into, but this isn't the first time this specific scientist has tried to perform a transformation on Captain America.
Right. Yeah. Successfully.
Yes, this time it's successful, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was the fourth summer, I guess you could call it summer special for Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Written by Mark Grunwald.
Yeah, I'm just flipping back through this. Yes.
Now, what did you think of Dr. Druid in this? Because when I was reading this, I had missed that Avengers Spotlight issue that was referenced.
Oh, so did I. I remember when I first read this. Yes, I did. I had not read Avengers Spotlight. I was just like, wait, Dr. Druid has a ponytail? Has hair and ponytail again? Yes.
And as far as I knew, he was gone. He had betrayed he had gotten seduced by Ravonna or Nebula or whoever that was. And then he was drawn into the vortex or something, the time vortex or something like that, and made into a discorporeal entity. So
stay tuned for next summer, kids. We're going to get into the time bubble.
Yeah. I think we should still do a Dr. Druid Spotlight too. Yeah.
We at least need to do that Avengers Spotlight annual, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if we add it to that episode or do it later, after it, I don't care. We got to do it somewhere.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but leave it to Mark Grunwald too to actually to revitalize Dr. Druid and actually make him an interesting character in this story.
I know. I mean, because all these X-Men characters running around. I mean, the easy play would have been, let's bring in Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, absolutely. And if he wasn't available, one of the other people that hung out with him. But no, he went to Dr. Druid because Dr. Druid is still an Avenger, so it makes sense.
Guess he's a low down on the reserve list, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was cool. And the artwork was great in this. I mean, Rick Levin I don't think gets enough credit, but I thought he was absolutely fantastic in Captain America.
Oh, yeah, and he was especially that the fight with Ferocia at the end there where, just the coloring and everything, because a lot of artists and in comics, it's hard to show day and night, and I thought they did a really good job here.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these issues, obviously take place at night. So it's tough to get that color palette right, especially at this time where in early 90s, they were just starting to get used to the new computer-generated color graphics.
And just the use of shadows and stuff. And
yeah, it was really, they did a really great job on this. Yeah, the colors are great. And yeah, that fight scene with Ferocia was great, where he just kind of smacks her with the shield, and then all of a sudden Oh, there's somebody new in town.
I know, that is like a cool panel when he just like smacks her with that shield. Because at first he's like, wait a minute, is this John? And then he's like, nah, look like, is it this issue or the next one? He's like, nah, it looks kind of feminine to me, John, you know?
Yeah.
And kids, if you want to see, hear about John Jameson's first appearance as the Man Wolf, scroll down. Ultimate Spider Cast. Lilith and I did cover that in October, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
All right, so yeah. Any other thoughts on this before we get to the backup?
No. This was obviously a lot of setup for what happened, what follows next, whereas part one. But I was definitely hooked from the beginning. I was like, oh, this is cool. A werewolf story, and Dr. Druid's back, and he's looking different, and we've got a new character at the end. This Moon Hunter guy looks pretty cool. I was definitely intrigued for the next part of the story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and if anyone didn't notice, there is like, I guess, is it on that splash page? Because when Captain America walks in on Druid, hold on, let me see. There's like a splash page. He's floating there, but no. Let me see. Okay, there it is. Yeah, no, on page 14, in the fourth panel, because they didn't even say, but you can see the helmet of Dr. Fate. Did you see that?
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see that.
It's like a low on the shelf. It's like close to the floor, but yeah, it looks like Dr. Fate's helmet's on the low shelf there. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
It's that panel, where where Druid's saying, "Why do you?" Yeah, it's that panel where Druid says, "Why is what do you think Mr. Jameson's disappearance has been is involved in the supernatural?" Cap's like, "I didn't tell him John's name." It's that panel.
I didn't tell him John's name. Yeah. I love that. All these years, I never noticed that.
I know.
That's so cool.
See, big Dr. Fate fan right there. He even noticed it.
That's fantastic. Oh, good on you, Rick Levins, throwing the Dr. Fate helmet in there. That's great.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a Grunwald note. Be like, yeah, that's a Dr. Fate's helmet or something.
That's true. Yeah, he would definitely do something like that.
Oh, my Lord. Oh my God! Can you again? This is why I'm always like, man, Disney, buy DC so we can get all these crossovers. Can you imagine this story instead of Dr. Druid? It was Dr. Fate. How awesome would that be?
That would be amazing. Yeah. Although I think Dr. Fate would kind of wipe the floor with all these werewolves.
Oh yeah. That's a thing. He's probably too OP for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Should we get to the backup?
Yeah, let's do part one of Diamondback's trial. Yeah.
All right. So, yes, this one is The Pit and the Pitiful. Also written by Mark Grunwald. Penciler, Larry Alexander. Inker, Arian Lensowick. Colorist, it's her again. And letterer, Steve Dutrow. And editor, Ralph Macchio again. So, oh, man. Hold on. I swear the screen froze up on me. There we go. The Pit and the Pitiful. Crossbones continues to imprison and train Diamondback. He wonders why Red Skull hasn't hired him back yet, and if he's already been replaced. Meanwhile, Cutthroat sees bruises on Mother Knight's face from Red Skull's abuse. He suddenly kisses her. I mean, I get... oh, God. Okay, this thing is so weird. Because Crossbones... kidnapped Diamondback because she was going to night school because she was wanting to become Captain America's secretary after the events of Superior Stratagem where she almost gets killed.
Right. Yeah, the Snapdragon beats the crap out of her at night and throws her over the edge of this cruise ship and leaves her to drown. So, yeah, she's already been through quite a bit leading up to this.
Yes, and then, I mean, like Grunwald had been laying clues where it's just like, it seems like Crossbones has a history with Diamondback, and I think it was a Cap 400 in one of those backups he reveals, Crossbones was the guy who kills one of Diamondback's brothers back in the day.
Yeah, when they were all kids, yeah.
One of her brothers,
yeah. Which will be revealed more later on in the story.
Yeah, so Crossbones has had her trapped down in this pit for a month, which is the same pit where Magneto put after an acts of vengeance, Magneto just like, he's like, oh, you're a Nazi, I hate Nazi, because Nazis kill my family, I hate, well, everyone hates Nazis, but it's just like, they kill my family, and a Red Skull in that Captain America body. That's not me. I just took the original Red Skull's look. And it's like, no. So Magneto dumps him in
and then
this
it gives
pit.
him a Nazi salute when he tries to escape in that little elevator shaft in that issue. I was like, oh man, you're not a smart man doing that to Magneto, but
No. So
what
yeah.
have you.
Yeah, Magneto.
Yeah, it's the same pit that Magneto put the Red Skull in for, I think it was like a month or two, wasn't it? It was
it was at least an issue or two. Yeah. Till his people, including Crossbones, found them. So that's how Crossbones knows about this place. Yeah,
And he was practically crazy even more crazy when they pulled him out of there at the end. Yeah.
Crossbones has been kind of trading Diamondback and not, starving her and all this. So yeah, he's thinking. So yeah, he kind of was thinking all this stuff about why hasn't the Red Skull called me and stuff, and then last few panels we see Cutthroat and Mother Knight, and I get the sentiment, I guess, but that's all weird. Cutthroat just like all of a sudden ups and kisses her.
I thought that kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Not again. I guess he's a villain. So.
Yeah, true. And it does lead up to what happens later on in a few issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Should we get to the next one?
Issue 403.
I'm just looking at the cover. Just Cap kicking Moonhunter off that sky cycle, and then in the bottom right corner, big enough so that people are going to see it. Guest starring Wolverine as he clawing through the cover.
Yeah, they had to have him in there somewhere.
Hey kids, look, Wolverine's in here. You got to buy this.
Look, it's a mutant. It's an X character. Look.
They should have been like, guest starring Wolverine, and this is only the first X character who's going to show up in this story.
Right? Yeah. There's at least 3 others that appear during the course of this story.
Poor Grunwald. Again, this was the era where it's like, you needed a gimmick or something, either a big crossover or a guest. And
yeah, I think that Captain America was still selling well at this point in time. But maybe it wasn't selling as well as they wanted it to. So they were like, yeah, let's rope in a few X-Men and see if we can boost this up a little bit.
I mean, it was 92, I guess. Spider-Man, Punisher, and Ghost Rider were busy, so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so Captain America 403. Oh, also, because this was bi-weekly, bi-monthly, whatever. July 1992. First story, City of Wolves, by the same team as the last issue. Captain America battles Moonhunter, but fails to rescue Ferocia. Hiding, Wolverine watches Moonhunter bring Ferocia to Dr. Nightshade, who's creating a wolf serum for the werewolf. From the werewolf, Jack Russell. Werewolf by night, here we go. Meanwhile, Dr. Kincaid gives Dennis another checkup and tells Jarvis Dennis is suffering from selective amnesia. Cap returns to Dr. Druid and they continue the search for John. Nightshade reports to Dreadmund, who reveals he has the reconstituted Moonstone. He deduces the Moonstone may be drawing werewolves to Starksborough. Wolverine battles werewolf townfolk until Moonhunter takes him down with 3 shotgun blasts. Cap and Dr. Druid arrive in Starksborough, only to be surrounded by werewolves.
Moving the story along at a brisk pace.
I know.
Yeah, I love this how we have a cool villain in the shadows, Dreadmund, who I didn't know about. I didn't know who this character was.
Yeah, no, he was like an old villain who only probably showed up once or twice. Again, Grunwald showing off his knowledge of Marvel history.
Yeah, getting those deep cut villains. I love it. And a Nightshade returned, who, as we mentioned, appeared before in the Superior Stratagem.
Yes.
Working with Superior's forces. This was a great little issue. A great fight between Cap and Moonhunter in the beginning. That was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I love this art. Yeah, like that second page where he's like whips the shield trying to like snap the rope that's holding Ferocia up. Yeah.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. And that the panel where he does that flip over to the bike, He does kind of like that somersault over the bike.
Oh yeah. Then they're like doing their sky battle, and Moonhunter blows up Cap's sky cycle, and you just see Cap just like falling at him.
Yeah, and he grabs one of the bars of Moonhunter's bike and swings around. So cool.
Oh yeah, so good. Then Cap getting shot right in the chest.
I know. That surprised me the first time I read that. I thought, wow. That escalated quickly.
Exactly. I mean, well, at least it's bulletproof. But yeah, he's like, it still hurts.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I also liked how we had a lot of D-Man, Demolition Man. We in this story, they kept going back to him and going into his story. I enjoyed that.
I was going to say, did they actually use Dreadman's name in this issue? Because at first, it almost seemed like, were they trying to, with Nightshade, were they trying to make it seem like this was going to be Superior again? Because all you see is like a shadowy figure in like a cape and stuff. And even like when Dreadman's holding up the Moonstone, it doesn't look like it, like long fingernails. So I'm like, were they trying to paint this like it's Superior again, maybe?
Yeah, I didn't think about that, yeah. That's true, yeah.
Which is really, it's just like, oh yeah, no, it's not Superior. It's a villain who probably showed up like 30 years ago. 20, 30 years ago.
Superior's moved on to werewolves?
No, my friends, no. It's Dreadman. It's, oh god. No, it's not Superior Puss.
Superior Puss!
Oh, now we have to do that story.
We do. We're adding that to the schedule next year.
Oh yeah, we have to do some. I swear, until we do them all, I swear we have to add something. At least one group Mark Gruenwald Captain America story every year.
At least one,
yeah.
At least one, if not more.
Yeah, we have a few next year. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole month of Captain America next year. It's gonna be great.
But yeah, that's just so funny. Wolverine fighting all those werewolves, and Moonhunter just walks up with his shotgun. And he's like, "That's first Captain America." Now that mutant Wolverine, he's just blasting him in the chest. That shotgun, and Wolverine will not go down.
3 times he shoots him.
I know.
Goes, scrappy little tyke, he says.
You see his claws coming for his mask, and poof.
Yeah. I also got a chuckle out of the panel where it looked like Dr. Druid was dead. He was like lying on his back in the middle of the ground. And Captain America's like, he looks... And Dr. Druid's like, I was just sleeping.
Well, yeah, because he got injured, but he said, like, what is he, like, meditating or something? I guess he's like, I can, like, staunch the blood flow and stuff. And
yeah, in the last issue, Ferocia, when she lunged at him, she raked him a little bit and cut him up. But yeah, he's... Part of his new power set is that he's able to kind of like heal himself, but he has to do it in like a druidic trance. He has to like, expend a lot of energy to do it.
Yeah.
Which actually comes into play later on in the story in a big way.
Oh, yeah. Battle of the Druids.
He kind of saves his own life that way.
And then, again, we get another cliffhanger at the end. Cap and Druid surrounded by werewolves.
Yeah, I love that. That was such a great ending.
All right. So any other thoughts on that, or should we get to the backup?
Yeah, no, I love the artwork. The werewolves look great. I kind of think it's tough to draw a werewolf that looks good in comics. Unless it's a horror comic, and you've got an artist that's dedicated to drawing like horror stuff on a monthly basis. I think it's tough to get the really authentic werewolf look right in a comic book. But Rick Levins, I thought, did a great job with this.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, for a lot of them, like you could tell a lot of them apart. I mean, besides coloring, you could tell a lot of them apart, too. They don't all look just like stock standard. They all look exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just, here's a bunch of different Jack Russell clones. They'll just have different colorations. Yeah,
and again, it doesn't. Yeah. It's not like, it looks like a dog standing up, but it looks like a man or a woman wolf. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought he did a great job on all the werewolves and all of the ones that we had seen before, like Ferocia and Jack Russell and the Man Wolf. Like they all looked good too.
Oh, that might be. I was going to say, I know Mr. Grunwald's no longer with us, to my everlasting regret, but I wonder if Rick Levins is still around. That one may be a good interview. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a great interview. And also, I was thinking too, the inker Danny Bulanity worked on Captain America for years. Like he worked with Kyron Dwyer when he was doing it, and then Ron Lim, and then Rick Levins. He was. I think he was on the title for like 5 years or something. So he would be cool to talk to too.
Yeah. That's the name I wasn't even thinking about. Yeah, Rick Levins. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk to him if he's up for it. I would love that. He was on the title too for I think at least 3 or 4 years. Rick Levins.
Oh no, he might have passed away. Also, it looks like maybe 2010.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yep. Looks like Richard Rick Levins. Yeah, October 1950 to June 12th, 2010. Yeah.
Oh damn it.
Oh, yeah, where it says, he was best known for his work on Marvel Comics Captain America, where he worked with writer Mark Gruenwald for over 3 years, from 91 to 94, so.
Oh, damn, that's a shame. God.
Other titles he contributed to include Marvel's Avengers, AC Comics Americomics, and FemForce, and his own creator-owned series, Dragonfly.
Dragonfly?
Yeah, so he had a bunch of creator-owned stuff.
That's cool.
Damn. I know, man.
Yeah, well, maybe we can find Danny Bulanity.
Maybe, yes. Or hell, let's go with Ron Lim. I mean, that guy. There's lots of stuff to talk about that guy.
Yeah, I love Kyron Dwyer too. I would love to speak with him.
Oh yeah,
his time on Captain America.
Yeah,
all the John Walker stuff that he did, and the Bloodstone Hunt and all that.
Heck yeah. All right. All right, should we do the backups?
Yeah, part 2.
All right. So, taken to task. Oh God, task. Rachel has a dream about her first day at Taskmaster's Academy, where she recognizes one of the trainers, Brock Rumlow, as the man who killed her brother. She sneaks back to the locker room to hide from him and defends herself against another trainer, Blanche. She awakens from the dream, still imprisoned by Crossbones.
Yeah, what'd you think of this one?
Oh, this was interesting. So, I mean, at least that I like Grunwald's kind of giving her origins. Like, oh yeah, she has some skills because she trained at Taskmaster school and stuff. And
I love that too, because Diamondback really could have been just a simple throwaway character, just another member of the Serpent Society that had like a snake gimmick and whatever. But he turned her into this really fleshed out, really dynamic character over the course of these few years. It was so great. And I loved all these little bits of her origin, like when she was a kid with Brock, when they were just kids, and then this stuff with the Taskmaster. I thought it was excellent. But I did get a chuckle out of her little fight with Blanche.
Oh yeah,
she knees her in the face.
Yeah, because she thought she was just a pretty little thing. She's like, oh, maybe you got something.
Yeah, slams her up against the wall and slaps her around. I was like, yikes. Taskmasters, people don't mess around.
I know. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Diamondback, I love her. She's like one of my favorite Cap girlfriends. Probably like her and then Bernie Rosenthal. So,
definitely. Yeah, love Bernie too.
Who we're going to get to.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see her soon. But yeah, the art in this, sometimes it looks kind of basic, though. I will say that, like the Larry Alexander art.
Oh, yeah.
There's some panels that just looks kind of basic, but...
Again, too, although, I mean, I don't think it's bad, but it's like, compare it to Rick Levins in the first part of the issue, and it's, Yeah,
that's just it. Like, when you follow that, it's kind of tough, but... Yeah, it's still all right. It's still good, but it's just, I feel like it could be a little bit better. That's all.
Yeah. Again, the styles are just, not as similar. So you're noticing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Crossbones shows up at the end. It's like, here, wake up. Here, I brought you food.
Here's a Big Mac. Scarf it down. She must have been starving, too, in that nasty old pit. Oh, man, that had to have been awful.
Well, I think she even says at one point, she's like, down here in this, moldy old pit, and, he's barely fed me. And she says, with no amenities. So, she's going to the bathroom in a corner somewhere. So.
Oh, yeah. She's digging a hole somewhere. Yeah. Nasty. Ugh.
Yeah. But again, this is Crossbones trying to break her, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's another one we got to get to one day after Man and Wolf. There's like the 2-part story where Cap tracks her down and she's like this close to killing Crossbones.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do that. I think wasn't Silver Sable in that one?
No. That was a little later, but yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, no, it was Cap and Falcon. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
It's like 409 it was 409 and 410, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
I'm getting those stories mixed
They
up,
track her down to the Red Skull's, headquarters in the mountains there.
That's right, yeah. And I think he gets a big piece of metal in his back or something.
Yes, yeah, Crossbones,
yes. Yeah. That was a good story.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff coming up. And then right after that, it's like the 3 Cap, Diamondback, and Falcon go to AIM Island where all those super villains are at. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Savage Land.
Yes.
Oh, man. Great stuff. God, I love it.
So much great Grunwald stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
They should do a Mark Grunwald omnibus.
They
a Mark Grunwald Captain America omnibus that collects like his entire run.
That's why I'm always like telling Lilith, because she's not the biggest fan of Captain America, or even like people who are like, oh, I want to read some Cap. Where should I start? I'm like, start with the Grunwald stuff. Although there is a good, before him, the JMD Mateus stuff. Oh my God, that is good.
That was good, and some of the Steve Englehart stuff in the 70s was good too. But yeah, definitely, the Mark Grunwald stuff is the best. Some of the Mark Waid stuff though is really good. Like there's.
Oh my God, I said.
Yeah.
There were so many years there was a huge block of like good Captain America stuff, because I think like right before DeMatteis, was it like around issue 247 or so? Was it Roger Stern or somebody? I think it was Roger Stern.
Oh yeah,
you start with Roger Stern
and John Byrne.
Yes, and then you jump into JMD Mateus, and then after a couple little fill-in things, you get Mark Waid for like 10 years, or Mark Grunwald, and then you get Mark Waid. I'm like, that's probably like 15, 20 years of just like great writers.
Yeah, the whole first run, I think that's one of the best series that Marvel ever did, is this Captain America series.
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning to the end. Like, it stands this test of time. It has its lulls, and like all of the long-running Marvel series does. It has its peaks and its valleys, but I think over the long term, it stands up extremely well.
Because you said the Englehart stuff, wasn't that Nomad?
Yeah, and Nomad, and and Sal Buscema did a lot of the artwork in that.
Oh yeah,
so good. Just love it. And I think there was the Secret Empire was back then.
Yes,
yes, and a couple of other things.
There was a crossover with the Hulk at one point. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, I love this first series of Captain America. It's one of my favorites, definitely.
Oh yeah, was that Secret Empire that led up to the Nomad stuff? Because Captain America finds out like the leader of the Secret Empire is like a highly placed government official. Meanwhile, he chases them into the White House, into the Oval Office. Meanwhile, it's around the time of Nixon, so it's like, okay, I wonder who we're talking about.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that led right into that stuff.
Yeah, that's why he was just like, yeah, I don't know if I need to be wearing these colors for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna rethink my life a little bit.
Oh yeah, we got to cover that too, Nomad.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, should we get to the last one for this episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
Captain
America 404 with the big Cap Wolverine fight on the cover there.
Yeah. You knew it was going to happen.
All right, so Captain America 404, Man and Wolf Part 3, August 1992, Children of the Night. Same team for this first one, except we have 3 inkers this time. Danny Belandi, Dawn Hudson, and Ray Kreising. So, I wonder if that's just for a time crunch, because these weren't coming out every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, they were doing because this says early August. So I bet that's what happened.
So that's the other thing. It's like, I know these are shorter stories because of the backups, but it's like, so Rick Levins is not only putting out good art, but he's doing it like every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. That's quite a feat. Yeah. I miss those days when they did that in the summer.
Yes.
When they had comics every 2 weeks. That was phenomenal because, as a kid, you're working more in the summer, you're making more money, and you're like, cool, more comics to buy. Nice.
Exactly. Or you're just young enough, you're bored, you're like, oh, more comics to read. Nice.
You'd beg your parents for more allowance, like I did sometimes too.
Exactly. You said you wanted me to read more, right? Come on, buy me more comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Cap fends off the Starksboro werewolves while Dr. Druid casts an invisibility spell. Nightshade tries to inject Wolverine with her wolf serum, but his healing factor quickly counteracts it, so Dreadman mesmerizes him. Moonhunter looks for the intruders. Dr. Druid makes himself and Cap invisible to Moonhunter. Bernie Rosenthal arrives at Avengers Mansion looking for Cap, but ends up accompanying Jarvis on his daily walk with Dennis. As the sun rises, the Starksboro werewolves return to human form. Cap and Dr. Druid continue to search for John, but Wolverine and Nightshade attack them. Wolverine fights Cap long enough for Moonhunter to tranquilize him. Cap wakes up in Nightshade's lab to find Nightshade administering her wolf serum to him. There's a cliffhanger for this episode, kids.
Yeah. She's got that needle ready to go.
Yes.
Oh, poor Cap.
I mean, there's a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, is he going to be a werewolf?
Yeah. And as a kid, when you're reading this, you're thinking, wow, what's going to happen next? Are they really going to turn him into a werewolf?
Are they really going to do it? They didn't turn
Are
him
they
into
really going to?
They didn't turn him into a woman last summer. What are they going to do with this?
Yeah.
I love how it's like, I guess it's more socially acceptable in 92 to turn him into an animal rather than change his sex.
Or to addict him to crack like they did in Streets of Poison. We'd rather have him hooked to crack than make him into a woman.
In the early 90s, it's more acceptable to be addicted to hardcore addicted to drugs than be able to have a sex change.
Oh, man. We have come a long way.
Like an animal. Oh, comics. Well, that's like even like the J.M.D. Mateus stuff. Like I've mentioned before, it's like he had no say in the matter. But it's he even told me as much, but he didn't have any say in the matter. But like when Steve meets up with one of his old childhood friends, Arnie has a male roommate, and it's just they couldn't say gay. It's like, really? Yeah. Even D. Mateus told me he's like I would have said it all day, but back then they wouldn't let him. Really?
Yeah, so crazy. Yeah.
But we'll have a Nazi on full display. I mean, again, he's painted as the bad guy, which he should be, but it's just like, really?
Yeah, right.
We get into Nazism, but let's not say gay.
And all this violence, all this violence happening in the comic book, but you can't say this word. You can't make this reference. Yeah, I love it. But we've come a long way since then. I'm happy with the progress.
Yes.
Even in 30 years since this was printed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what did you think of this one, Phil?
Oh, again, the art. I love the art, especially just, Captain America just smacking werewolves with that shield and Druid just levitating and, mesmerizing them so they can't see either him or Cap.
I like that how he had to make like really quick eye contact with people in order to be able to use, because it's basically he's hypnotizing them into not seeing them. And I thought that was cool. I thought, wow, that's an interesting, rather than using like quote unquote magic, it's like a hypnotic trick. And I thought that was cool. And I like too, in this issue, we get two fights. We get the one in the beginning with the werewolves and Dr. Druid and them. And then at the end, there's the fight with Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
And Nightshade's like, sick him.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love Cap just like uses his legs, like flips Wolverine over like head first into a van.
He just shreds the van with his claws. It also made me laugh when you get the panels that show the perspective of the people who are watching the fight, who have been hypnotized so that they can't see Captain America. So it just looks like
Wolverine just like
is
go
just,
nuts, yeah.
just thrashing like the thin air. That gave me quite a chuckle.
And again, it's like you want to know what an inker does for a living. I mean, look at that first fight in the beginning of the issue, and then this Wolverine fight at the end. It almost looks like two different pencilers, but it's still Rick Levins, but it must be a different inker because it looks the style looks different.
Yeah, I think it's Danny Belenity, I think, did the first maybe set of issue pages rather, and I think the other inkers did the last few because it does look different. Yeah,
it doesn't look bad. It just looks like almost like a different penciler, but it's not. So
yeah, so cool. Yeah, and a great fight. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought that that Captain America could get taken down by Wolverine, but it happens.
And I mean, that's going to hurt to get headbutted by Wolverine.
Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Even for Captain America, that's going to hurt.
I mean, adamantium skull.
Yeah. Super soldier serum or not, that's going to leave you with a migraine. At least.
Yeah, that's how Moonhunter gets able to get close enough to trank him. Yeah, Wolverine headbutts him.
Yeah. Well, that is true, too. If Captain America had just been fighting Wolverine one-on-one, maybe he would have won. Maybe he would have prevailed. But the fact that Moonhunter and Nightshade were both there, yeah.
And yes, like we said, yep, he's strapped to the table and getting that werewolf serum. So
yeah. Oh, poor Cap.
All right, you ready for the backup?
Yeah.
All right. Real world. Crossbones tells Diamondback that she has completed her month of training in captivity. He gives her a new costume and takes her on a mission to Avengers headquarters. He wants her to steal samples of Captain America's super soldier blood, speaking of Streets of Poison. Crossbones reveals he has fiber optic cameras sewn into her costume to see if she betrays him. Donna Marie and Michael are in the reception area. They see Diamondback enter and head towards the med lab. She's just saying she's on a mission. She has to pick up some of her personal stuff. But yep, it's right to the med lab. So
yeah, she's like, I left some stuff in Captain America's room. I mean, the med lab.
All right, so yeah, what you think of this? Oh God, Crossbones bringing her new costume. He's like, here, put it on. I'm gonna look right at you as you try your clothes on.
Yeah, strip for me. Yeah, after you've been in this pit for 2 weeks. That costume though looked a lot like the one that she wore during Streets of Poison, because remember she had that. It was like a darker purple color, and this costume looks a lot like that.
Yeah, kind of like the. I mean, I think her original costume is fine, but these other versions, look good too.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I like that color theme a lot. I did think it was funny that the front desk staff at the Avengers compound just kind of let her waltz right in. Oh yeah, no problem.
Well, I love it's like no, I guess they weren't briefed on. Oh, hey, she's been missing. But I guess they're She's just like, I've been on a mission. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, well, sure, okay. But I also liked in the beginning when she throws Crossbones against the wall, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, great, but you forgot one thing." And then she kicks him in the face, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right, you remembered. Always kick a man when he's down." Crossbones is such a sleazebag.
I know. Yeah, he was the big thing for a while there, because again they for the longest time, because it's probably like 3-4 years at least, they didn't there was like, who is Crossbones, there was the big mystery, because for a while people were like, is it D-Man?
Right. That's true.
Even if it was like Amnesia or something, is that D-Man? Because they're like, he's bigger, he's got D-Man's been missing, is this him?
And he was his face was all scarred, so it kind of, yeah. And also, they kept that mystery going for, I think, 3 or 4 years. Because he first appeared at the tail end of the Bloodstone hunt.
Yeah.
And then a year later, he had that big fight with Captain America during the Streets of Poison story. And then he was gone for a while, but they brought him back for this. Yeah. So I love that too, how Mark Gruenwald kept that mystery going consistently. Like, who is this guy? What is he about? What's his deal? And how does he know Diamondback? He called her Ratzel or something like that.
Yeah. So kids, a little bit of cliffhanger here too, cause oh yeah, and the camera thing, yeah, that's a lie. I mean, maybe she's playing along, but I'm like, he's lying. Crossbones is going to spend all this money on fiber optic cameras in the suit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think she just wanted to get her own revenge on him. But I'm like, the minute you're in Avengers Mansion, can't you be like, oh hey, Crossbones is sitting outside in a car?
Yeah. Right. By the way, do you have any reserve Avengers hanging around? Like, just one or two would be enough to take in this dude.
How was Black Widow here?
Right. Now that would be a fight to see. I would love to see a Black Widow versus Crossbones fight.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's 92. Black Knight comes out in his leather jacket and his lightsaber.
The lightsaber, yeah.
Or no,
Zaps him right in the forehead.
Cersei just transforms him into some kind of animal.
Turns him into a pig.
Eric Masterson comes at him with that hammer.
Obliterates the car that he's sitting in, leaves him sitting in the wreckage.
Fun times.
That would have been funny, yeah.
All right. Anything else on this, Justin?
No, I think we covered all the good stuff. This is, so much fun going back and reading this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, so much good Grunwald stuff.
Yep, definitely. This was a comic book that I looked forward to consistently every month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really did. Right up until the end of his run. It was one of my favorites for sure. It still is.
Oh, yeah. So I'm trying, because I know I was so disappointed when he left, but I know, like, when I heard Mark Waid was coming on, I was just like, oh, the Flash guy, yes, it's interesting, yeah.
We're in good hands, yeah. Right, and we definitely were.
Like I said, that was like that's probably like maybe 20 years or 15, 20 years of stories. Yeah, from Roger Stern, J.M. DeMatteis, Mark Gruenwald, Mark Waid. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. It was a really good time to be reading Captain America comics. Definitely.
And I love when they write him as like a person and a superhero. I don't like it when he's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah. Or the Secret Avengers stuff didn't bother me quite so much, but
yeah,
it's still also not my cup of tea.
All right. So is that it?
Yeah, I think that'll do us for part 1 of our Man and Wolf coverage.
Yeah, part 2, kids. Send in your thoughts on all of this whole thing because, we're going to be recording this in a few minutes here. But, we still want to hear your thoughts on this. So, next issue will be 405 through 408. Yeah. All right. So, send us your thoughts on all of this. We'll read them after the fact. But please email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Please subscribe to the Patreon. The second episode of Heroes Reborn is up. Lilith and I did cover Avengers, and she was very drunk. So yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to listen to this tomorrow.
This is the one you were waiting for. She did not like the issues, and she was completely hammered. So yes.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Join me in the Patreon Elite so that you can hear all this stuff. And yes, it's definitely worth the price of admission just to hear this.
Trust me,
coverage of Heroes Reborn.
The Avengers issues are exactly what you wanted, Justin. Do not worry. And then for the July episode, speaking of Captain America, we're going to cover Heroes Reborn Captain America. So another Liefeld classic. So
yes, I'm excited for that one too.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be disappointed with the Avengers. All right. So, yes, find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, Justin. Again, you're here every week. You join me at the end of every month on We Are the Night, the Batman Podcast.
Batman Podcast.
And, of course, you podcast elsewhere. So tell me where I can find you and Paprika when he's recording.
My pal Paprika and I can be found over at Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where twice a month we talk about everything to do with the Hulk and She-Hulk. And we also have a Patreon over there, so do check us out. We do bonus episodes every month. And when this episode comes out, we will have done an episode on DC's version of the Hulk called Damage from a few years ago, 2018, which is super fun. And we also co-host with our good pal Ray, Predator and Prey, a Yocha podcast in which we talk about everything to do with Fox's Predator in comics, movies, action figures, games, and more. And also, my project, The Lost Library of Legends, is almost done. I actually worked on it last weekend. Like I said I was going to.
Oh!
And it's almost finished. So hopefully we're recording this in mid-June, so hopefully by the time this is out, that should be available.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Scream at!
What were we talking about yesterday? Lilith was like, play that Justin drop. And I was playing a few, and she goes, that's not it. That's not it. And I finally played.
I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod.
She's like, that's it.
That's one of the requested ones.
Oh, maybe we were talking about her sex bot again. I can't remember, but yeah.
I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod.
She's still talking about it.
And that comment was originally about Annihilus.
Oh, things get twisted around here. All right. All right, kids. So, yes, thank you for joining us for part 1 of Man and Wolf. Yes, join us here next week for part 2. Captain America 405 through 408.
Send in your thoughts.
Again, we get 2 more X characters.
That's right.
Where is John Jameson?
The whole Feast of Fur.
And we get to see Captain America as a werewolf. Then it all ends with the Infinity War.